Good morning. It's so good to be here and to see some familiar faces. To be completely transparent, I will tell you, I haven't spoke with large groups since I was principal at Madisonville North, and I would have 1,000 kids out there. And that didn't really make me nervous, but sometimes I would get nervous if I don't know exactly who's going to be in the audience. So it makes me feel so good to see so many of our students that are here today. And we are so blessed to have Madisonville Community College and Murray State University in our backyard. So I have several pieces of advice that I just want to pass on today. And the first is, and this is what my few comments would be titled, and that's that your interview begins now. Your job interview for the job that you want begins right now. The first thing is that first impressions go a long way. That's when you meet your teachers, when you meet your classmates. It's just being friendly to people. I always learned from my dad, no matter how much I may disagree with someone or maybe don't care for that person, it's so important to always be friendly, always to have that smile and to greet them. Also, that impressions include good manners. The yes ma'am, yes sir, the firm handshake, always looking somebody in the eye, listening, and being sincere in everything that you do. And I know that Ms. Thompson talked about your professional dress, and we've always heard dress to impress. And obviously, if you're on a college campus, especially on a snow day, you're not going to wear probably, your business suit or those things. But I can tell you that I was quite surprised when I visited a major university to see my daughter, and when I went in, everybody had on their pajama pants, and it wasn't like, elementary pajama day, and I was like, oh my word. So I think if you, are wearing to class or wearing something to go in to drop off a resume or even going in a business, if it's something that you slept in the night before, then you're probably missing the mark with that. But as I look out on the crowd, I see that that's obviously not the case at Madisonville Community College. My advice, my tip for that would be that remember, Cinderella is proof that a new pair of shoes can change your life forever. References. You're going to learn from your teachers that you're going to list probably 3 to 5 references on a job resume or on a job application. But we're going to call those people for sure. But I can also tell you that your references go far past that. We're going to talk to the people that you don't list, people that you have worked with, your teachers, people that you go to church with. Before we put a classroom teacher in that classroom, we want to know everything that we can about them because you are holding those parents' most treasures in their hands, and so in your hands. So we want to make sure that we know as much about you as we can. We want to find out about your motivation in class, your quality of work, your attendance, and your attitude. So something to remember with that is that hustle and heart will set you apart. So just remember that as you encounter people that could be your references that you don't list. And lastly, and this is probably one of my biggest, and it's social media. What you send in an email, what you put on Facebook, what you tweet, what you have on Instagram. My first advice is keep it private. I don't want to know every party you've ever been to or everything that you've ever done, but keep it private. But remember this, when we get down to those final 2 candidates, if they're both very equal, we're going to try to see if we can see your Facebook. We're going to check those things out because when you put things out there on social media, it's public and you can't take it back. So that would be some of my biggest advice for you. Because even though it might be private, you have a friend who has a friend of somebody else, and you can see those things. And we've had a lot of people who have had to learn that the hard way. So before you hit send or before you hit post, I would ask myself these 3 questions. Is it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? If you remember those 3 things, is it kind, is it true, is it necessary, before you hit post or send, it'll take you a long way. Those truly are the pieces of advice that I can give you as we go through the job employment process. I wish you the very best in your job search and in your educational journey. But just remember, your job interview starts today. Thank you.